Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Goddess Guidance. It is me, your goddess, Hestia Aphrodite. And if you are new to this channel, please be sure to like and subscribe so that I am fully aware that you are a part of our divine tribe, our divine inner circle, which means that you are an empath, an earth angel, a chosen one, a kind-hearted soul, a pure soul who has always been looking for their home. Always, 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 because it is not easy for us. Amen. It is not easy for us. Life has never been easy for us, but with God, with the Mother, Father, God by our side, and with this beautiful community, the days become more joyful. More joyful. So today I wanted to chat about high vibrational living and why it is so important for us to live a high vibrational life in everything that we do, right? So because we are truly cosmic beings, we are energies that are of complete pureness, right? We are the earth angels of this world. We are battling quite a bit. We are very sensitive to our environment, but most importantly, we are sensitive to energy because we can tap into energy very quickly. We know intuitively, even if people are trying to deceive us or trick us or gaslight us, or even if we're trying to gaslight ourselves, right? We know when someone is harming us. We know when we are in an environment that is not healthy for us. We know. But oftentimes that knowing is clouded by low vibrational living and low vibrational activities that keep us stuck in the third dimension, stuck within the matrix, stuck within the status quo. And we are not supposed to live there. We are high vibrational beings. We are divine beings. We are cosmic beings. We have the ability to see, to know, to hear, to feel. We are psychic. We are tapped in. We can channel. We know. We are, in a way, superhumans, right? But low vibrational living strips us of our spiritual gifts, strips us of the knowing that the Most High Mother, Father, and God gives us, and like anything in life, like the laws of the universe, like karma and dharma, if you are not utilizing your gifts, they will be taken away. If you are doing things to harm people with your gifts, they can be taken away. If you are not flexing your spiritual muscles, they can be taken away. So you get rewarded by living a high vibrational life. You get rewarded with more gifts, with more knowing, with more intuitive sensations. But when you don't do that and you don't utilize it and you harm yourself with low vibrational activities and foods and stuff, and I'll get into more of what those things are and how you should avoid those things, it affects not only your physical, but it really affects your spiritual. And that's our home. That's where we live. That's where we vibrate highest. And that's how we help people, right? So I guess I'm going to come up with a list of 5 things that we should be doing to ensure that we live a high vibrational life. So the first thing I would say is limiting our substances, or our vices rather. Limiting vices. Now, it does not mean that you can't have alcohol, because on a Friday, I love a cocktail. Hear me and hear me well. I love a glass of wine, white wine specifically. especially on a Friday. I don't know what it is about a Friday, but I automatically want a cocktail or a really cold glass of white wine. I can have that. I give myself that. I allow myself that. Or if it's Saturday and I'm also socializing, I will allow myself to have another cocktail. But by Sunday, I wrap it up. By Sunday, we gotta wrap it up on the alcohol, because I understand that the chemical reactions within the alcohol does something to my spirit. It makes me less aware. It makes me more fleshy. It makes me more less in tune with the things that I need to be in tune with, so that I keep myself safe and I keep myself vibrating high, right? So limiting your vices, whatever that is for you. And for me, I go to the extreme of, if I know that I should not be drinking for whatever reason, or I'm just taking a hiatus from alcohol, I will literally throw all the alcohol down the drain, or I will pour libations to get rid of it, so that I'm not tempted by the vice. So whether your vice is alcohol or another form of substance, or even, sex and interacting with people in that way, you have to understand that every time you're engaging in those activities, especially if you're doing it frequently, you are lowering your vibration. You are lowering your capacity to hear, know, and walk with God. To keep yourself safe, you are lowering your chances of keeping your spiritual gifts. You are lowering all of that. And that is a very dangerous place for us to be, because that is when we are most fooled by the enemy. So that's number one. Being very clear about what your vice is and limiting those vices in a controlled manner. Number two, foods. We need to have a high vibrational diet, period. I love McDonald's too. I also love Chick-fil-A. I also love rice, I also love rice and beans. I also love chicharron. I also love plantain. I'm very ethnic. Hello. Hello. I love tres leches cake. Okay, we can just keep going. I love so many things, I'm getting myself hungry. And now I want to go to DR. Anyway, I love all of those things, and they are just so good, but you have to eat those things in moderation, okay? You got to eat those things in moderation, because if you don't, it will weigh down on you. It will weigh down on you. And on top of being mindful of what you're eating, which, let's move into number 3, you gotta be mindful who's making things for you. Because everything is energy. Everything is a frequency. Therefore, if someone is making you a pot of soup on a Saturday or on any day, a lot of West Indian, Caribbean people, we love a soup or one pot on a Saturday. If they are making a soup and they are not a high vibrational person, they have literally created a concoction. They have literally conjured a concoction of low vibration, because they're low vibrational. And then now you're going to take that and ingest that. You are going to take that and you're going to ingest that, and the energy from that person is now going to seep into you. Okay, hear me and hear me good. Be mindful. Number 3, be mindful of who is making stuff for you and who you are eating from, and who's making your concoctions, who is creating alchemy in the kitchen. Because, or porque, right? I'm going to be authentic, so I'm going to speak how I speak. Porque that person might not be high vibrational. And in them not being high vibrational, their energy will now seep into yours. Moving on to number 4, fitness. Everything is not for everyone. Everything's not for everyone. Like, I'm not a runner. My body type does not allow me to run. However, I'm a power walker. I'm a brisk walker. I'm a ferocious walker. And I find joy in it. The same way other people might like to do strength training, or they might like dancing. They may love Pilates. They might like cycling. They might like boxing, kickboxing, running, whatever it is. You have to find your thing. You gotta find your fitness activity. You have to find your fitness hobby, and you must consistently do it. You must. Because not only will it keep your vibration high, but it will keep you fit, and it will keep you healthy, and it will keep you looking good. And when you look good, you feel good, and your confidence expands. And when you are high in confidence, you don't care about what people think about you. Everyone can kiss your behind because you know that you are the ish. You know that you are that girl. You know that you are that guy. Okay? Because you look good and because you feel good. So when you look good and you feel good, and then you have confidence simply because you have now created and developed discipline, because you have found something that brings you joy, some kind of fitness activity that brings you joy and keeps you looking good. It's an all around high vibrational activity. Like, there's no more to say about that, there really isn't. So for those of you who don't like to work out, I get it. Maybe you just have not found your thing. And I encourage you to find your thing, because in finding your thing, you will find your confidence, and in finding your confidence, you will find your joy. And moving on to number 5. Your rituals. What are the things that bring you joy? For me, it's skincare. I love to do my beauty rituals. I love to bask in a bath and to bathe and to have roses around me and candles around me, and to create such a sensual environment for myself, even in all of my celibacy, because it brings balance to me. I'm not engaging in sexual activity right now, but I'm still very much so a sensual and sexual being, a loving being. So how do I create that environment with myself and for myself to keep myself in balance, to keep myself in equilibrium, to keep myself grounded? So when I do go out into the world, not only are people feeling that groundedness, but they're feeling my aura of sensuality. They're feeling my aura of self-care. They are feeling my aura of abundance, because I create it everywhere I go. I create it in my rituals. I create it in everything that I do. So what are your rituals? What are you doing on a consistent basis to bring yourself high vibrational emotions? What are you doing every day to call in love? What are you doing every day to call in courage and fearlessness? What are you doing every day to bring yourself greater to enlightenment? And that can be keeping your alcohol intake low. That could be smoking your joint if that's something that makes you happy, but never overindulging. That can be eating a vegan diet. That can be fasting, intermittent fasting for quite some time. That could be working out 3 to 4 times or 5 to 6, 7 times a week. That can be ensuring that you are only eating from places that you know are high vibrational, or eating from people who spirit radiates joy. And if that's not possible, that can also be praying and covering over your food and everything that you do, that just in case there is negative energy around, you release it and you send it back to sender. You send all that energy back to where it came from, and you only leave the pure vibrations of what that thing or that food or that space is, right? So what are your rituals? What are you doing on a consistent basis? Who are you around on a consistent basis? Who are you letting into your life? And how are you showing yourself love every single day? How are you putting yourself first every single day in a non-narcissistic manner? So living a high vibrational life is a lot simpler than we think it is. It's a lot simpler, but oftentimes when we are struggling from vices, when we are struggling from shadow elements within ourselves that we refuse to look at, that we refuse to talk about, that we refuse to acknowledge, it does make living high vibrationally a challenge. Because living high vibrationally requires awareness. It requires acknowledgement of vices. It requires acknowledgement of places and spaces where you are not loving yourself. It requires you to look at other people with a clear eye, with a clear discernment, to see the truth of who they are, to then discern if you're going to keep them in your life or not. And that's what makes living high vibrational challenging. But the practice of high vibrational living itself is not complicated. It's actually quite easy once you get to a place of deep accountability and deep self-acceptance. As always, I'm sending you all off with love and light and balance and duality and understanding of self and understanding of our shadows, so that we can always tap in, so that we can always live a high vibrational life, even if we're engaging in low vibrational activities, right? Because that's life. That's the world that we live in. This is a low vibrational world, honey, but we are the chosen. We are the earth angels that have a tremendous ability to bringing light into spaces of darkness and shining our bright, beautiful light on all the things that need to be seen. Until next time, everyone. Bye-bye.